Welcome to the Dylan Hildreth Show. I am Dylan Hildreth, and today I am releasing my very first ever preseason top 10. We don't do top 25s around here because nobody really cares after 15. And I don't feel like putting in the effort to do 15 because there's not many more people that care past 10, and 10's a good number. Anyway, we're going to start off with number one because it's way more dramatic to do it 1 to 10 instead of 10 to 1 because everybody knows Alabama right now is the best team in the country. And yes, that is coming from a Georgia Bulldogs fan. But when I'm in front of the camera, when I'm delivering information, I am fair, mostly unbiased. But nonetheless, it's sound reasoning. The Tide have the two most important people coming back, in Bryce Young and Will Anderson. Losing Williamson and Menchie is not too big of a concern. Alabama just reloads, and this time they're coming back angry. Alabama, number one team in the country, in my eyes, right now. Number two, Ohio State. New defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles, should have the defense back to where it needs to be for the Buckeyes to contend with Alabama. And that offense is just overloaded with talent. C.J. Stroud, Trayvon Henderson, Jackson Smith-Njigba. 3 Heisman Trophy candidates, all on one team, all on the same side of the ball. Ohio State, number 2. Number 3, I have Georgia. And yes, they are replacing virtually the entire defense, but Nolan Smith is back. And I think that is a big key to this defense, a big win for the Dogs, and he'll be a great leader of this defense. However, I do have my reservations with the offense. Stetson Bennett, he is a game manager, and he's an okay one at best. The defense and the running game held this offense together. I do not expect the Bulldogs to be able to repeat as national champions as long as Stetson Bennett is the guy under center. Number 4, I have the Utes, Utah. Cameron Rising coming back as a fifth-year junior. Finally won the starting job. He's going to have a full offseason of being the guy. On top of that, Utah has one of the best coaches in the country in Kyle Whittingham. And with him, his defense is always good, always sound. They don't really shoot themselves in the foot, offense or defense. Very well disciplined team. Give me Utah at number 4. Number 5, I got the defending Big Ten champions. Haven't been able to say that since 2004. Michigan. A lot of production coming back on offense with Blake Corum and a slew of weapons, along with the quarterbacks, both of them that they used last year, Cade McNamara and J.J. McCarthy. But if Michigan wants to defend that title, they are going to have to run with J.J. McCarthy. I do not believe that Cade McNamara will be able to keep up with C.J. Stroud and his crew of absolute dominant talent. Therefore, you need to go get the bigger gun in J.J. McCarthy. He is the key for Michigan in order to repeat as Big Ten champs and for the first time since 2000, knock off the Ohio State Buckeyes in Columbus. Number 6, I have Oklahoma State. Spencer Sanders is back. they ended the season on a high note, beating Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl. Oklahoma State still has one of the best defenses in the country. Mike Gundy has built a solid foundation in that program. I don't expect much to change schematically as far as defense and the dominance that they had on defense. Expect the Cowboys to be right up there battling for a Big 12 title and a playoff spot. But the number 7 team will have a say in that. The Baylor Bears. Blake Shapen is back at quarterback. He'll be developing even further. Head coach Dave Aranda is back, which is a shock to many outside of Waco. I fully expect Baylor to be right there with the Cowboys, battling for the Big 12 championship and a playoff spot. Number 8, I have Notre Dame. The New Look Irish have a tough ask to open up in the Horseshoe against Ohio State. But new head coach Marcus Freeman brings a new energy, a new feel, and I like it. But as you can remember from last year, Ohio State's biggest weakness was that D-line. It got pushed around. Notre Dame with 4 O-linemen returning. Could the Irish eyes be smiling in the Horseshoe? Number 9, I have Wake Forest. Dave Clawson exploded onto the scene with his Demon Deacons with an 8-0 start. A lot of people coming back for the Demon Deacons. Whatever the hell a Demon Deacon is. Look for Wake Forest to be right there for the gunning for the ACC title. And then number 10, the shocker. Some who you will see coming. And no, it's not USC, but it does have 3 letters. LSU. The Tigers are always talented, but have always been missing a head coach, especially an offensive-minded head coach. Les Miles did not evolve. That was his downfall. Ed Orgeron, he was a rah-rah, great recruiter, cheerleader. Now they have a great football mind who is good with the offensive side of the ball. And from the transfer portal, a dark horse for the Heisman, Jaden Daniels. If Jaden Daniels wins the starting job at LSU, expect the Tigers to be right there with the Tide and maybe even find themselves in Atlanta fighting for an SEC championship game or an SEC championship. That is my preseason top 5. Put in the comments down below, what is your preseason top 10? Do you have LSU, Wake Forest, Baylor, and Oklahoma State so close together? Where's USC? I don't think they're going to be close to top 10, at least not right away. Maybe later on in the year, they impress me. They might make their way up. UCLA might make their way up. That'll be a fun battle in Los Angeles to be watching. But my college football preview show, where I make my conference predictions, my national championship, my playoff, and my Heisman, that is coming next week. So stick around for that. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And when you get done watching that video, scroll over to where you listen to podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, Amazon, whatever the case may be, and listen to my new podcast, the Michigan Ohio State Podcast, the only podcast that has an unbiased look at this amazing rivalry between the Buckeyes and the Wolverines. And make sure to download and follow That way, it automatically downloads so you never, ever miss an episode. Because each and every week, not only do I give my analysis, I also dig through the internet and see if I can find a great story about Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler. So that's all my plugs. Again, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. My college football picks coming next week. Hopefully I can do better this year than I did last year. I went 0 for 5 on the conferences, but I did pick the national champion right. So, who knows? Maybe I'll do a little better this year, or just as bad. Nonetheless, we'll see you next week here on the Dylan Hilder Show.